With Batman Arkham Origins releasing right around the corner, I figured it was time to go back and get a little critical on this channel and talk about the Arkham series. Yeah, I've been really itching to just talk about these games, and I haven't really had a chance to do so until now, so I'm really excited to, especially with Batman Arkham Origins coming out in just a few days. And it's still really up in the air whether or not Batman Arkham Origins is going to be good. I have a little bit of skepticism because it is from a new studio, and it does look just kind of eh. But we don't know yet until we get to play it. Let's go back and look at the wonderful, wonderful titles that were Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. Alright, now for me, I don't know about you guys, but Batman Arkham Asylum came out of left field. I was just like, okay, this is a new Batman game. Let's see if it looks good. And it came out, and it turned out it was fantastic. Rocksteady Studios knocked it out of the park. They really gave like a whole new, but not really new look at Batman, but definitely a new look at a Batman video game. Now, what I think made Batman Arkham Asylum so successful comes down to its core design. Yes, it is very much in the style of a Metroidvania type game, where you unlock things, you go back, you explore. It's that very exploratory type style game. And I think that is initially why people clung to it so well, is because not even just that, but just everything in the game, from every moment to every boss battle to just the overall vibe of the game gave a very, like, every aspect of it was very realized, very well realized, and very memorable. And that led to the game overall being very memorable, kind of feeling like a very old school experience. When I played Batman Arkham Asylum, I felt like I was playing a game from the 90s, being that, like I said, everything felt so realized, and it was a game that I would love to go back and replay, and I did many times. While I personally wasn't a fan of just being stuck in Arkham Asylum, I thought it did work very well for the game, but the biggest thing I liked in the game was the combat engine. This combat engine, for me, is like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, in that there's so much room to do a bunch of things, and you can just keep playing it over and over again. I could sit there for hours in challenge maps and just keep fighting and keep punching people in the face as Batman, because it's freaking glorious. And in terms of villains and stuff, it had a very straightforward list of villains, some memorable, some not, but of course the big guy was the Joker, and the game kind of ended pretty stupidly, I hate to say. It did turn into a very conventional video game ending, where the Joker gets the Titan Serum, becomes a big video game-esque freak monster that you need to punch in the face. And that's all it really came down to at the end, so that left a little bit to be desired for me. And then we had the sequel, Batman Arkham City, which, I know some people prefer Asylum to City, but personally I like City much more. I feel like it did up the ante in all the right ways, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite games of the generation. I have played it over and over again numerous times. I'm in love with the world, I'm in love with the look, I'm in love with the story. Everything about Arkham City refined Arkham Asylum and brought it to the next level for me. Now, I understand some people like Arkham Asylum better in the fact that it is more focused. It is more concentrated. The doses of it are very much more realized to some. And I get that, but Arkham City, for me, really did it. Arkham City took things I liked about Arkham Asylum and brought it to the next level, most notably the vibe, the soundtrack, and the characters. The main theme soundtrack of Arkham Asylum was great, and it was brought to, like, Tim Burton, Danny Elfman orchestral heights for Arkham City, and it just really felt, it permeated throughout the entire game, and it just gives me chills. Anytime you're Batman on a rooftop and you hear that score, oh god. And with the light snow coming down, and like the absolute gritty look of Arkham City, well, technically Gotham City, it was just amazing. For me, as a Batman fan, that's about as good as it gets in terms of video game experience. All the villains in the game are very well realized and stuff like that. You know, we had the Penguin, we had Mr. Freeze, we had all kinds of great villains, and you get to see Batman pretty much punch all of them in the face, because that's apparently all Batman does now. And you know what, that's fine. I remember the boss fight with the Penguin, and it was incredibly memorable because you're Batman. You outthought him, you knew what was coming, you came prepared with the tool to get the job done. Penguin points Mr. Freeze's gun at you, you disable it, and then you just gloriously just uppercut him, just pound the shit out of him in slow motion, and it was incredible. It was awesome. Aside from that, I did really like playing as Catwoman. I think they nailed the look, the vibe, the feel of Catwoman. The way she fought, the way she played was absolutely perfect. And another thing I did really like about Arkham City is that it took the detective, crime, investigatorial elements from Arkham Asylum, which is the core of Batman, and really kind of fleshed them out a little more and made them a little more important to the story. There were times in the game where I did really feel like the world's greatest detective, doing a lot of cool stuff with my sweet gadgets, because that's the essence of Batman. While he is really good at punching people in the face, he can figure shit out. Like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City did give you a lot to do, a lot to explore in the world, and actually I think it went a little overboard with the Riddler challenges, but that's besides the point. This gave you a chock-full world to play and do things in, and I spent so many damn hours in it. So, I'm really happy I got a chance to talk about the Batman Arkham games right before Arkham Origins comes out. I will be saying my thoughts on that game somewhere. You can look for that on Twitter or pretty much it, or whatever. But for now, guys, let's talk about this. Let me know what you guys like better. Did you like Arkham Asylum better or Arkham City? Let's have a discussion in the comments. Let me know anything you want to know about Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, and maybe even Arkham Origins coming out. And that's it for me. As always, you can like me on Facebook, you can yell at me on Twitter, and you can subscribe here because video games.